Hi, these are my 10 top tips to promote spinal health. And number one is finding a chair that is comfortable for your spine. Now, most chairs slope back, and then that takes us off our sitting bones. So we end up like this and rounding our shoulders. So we want to take the slope out of the chair. So there's various things you could do. You can put something underneath it, and then we're sitting on the tip of our sitting bones, and then our shoulders connect back more easily, releasing our neck. Gravity pulls through us then, instead of getting stuck in us. You could use a sitting wedge. Yep, these are pretty good. I have one in my car, and that also takes the slope out. Or you can improvise just with a simple cushion. If you're in a restaurant, could use your coat, but check that you're sitting on a flat surface. That's the key thing. Now, if you're standing all day, I would suggest a definitely standing desk. You could improvise with an ironing board, as per my last month's blog. You could stand on a wobble cushion, but you could simply just do a lot of rotation in your ankles. Or you could sway from side to side. So you're giving yourself a break, and if you can, plunge your feet in cold water halfway through the day. When you're washing your hands, just think, sorry, I'm going to wash my feet. Let go of what other people think. Now, here is the plywood. This is top tip number 3. I suggest you get something that gives you the sensation that you're stroking a pet. Something smooth, something that you really like the feel of. Whatever it may be. These are called buys. They're wood with a circle in the middle. You could also use it as a kind of fidget thing if you've got ADHD. Stylus, I recommend these definitely. Using these to touch your mobile phone, because mobile phones, they give off this like static energy and it rattles your nervous system. And if you think about your arms, how they feed all the way into your neck, and if your head's balancing freely on top of your spine, then that promotes spinal health. Palms facing up on the desk. Tip number 5. So here we have our desk. Often we are sitting, where's my sitting wedge? We're constantly doing this with our hands. Bring the hands over, palms down. We want to think about palms facing up. Anything that you can think of. So when you're not using your hands, press them on your lap, palm facing up. Handshake mice. So mice, obviously, you turn your hands like this if you've got a normal desk mouse. But if you use a handshake one, then at least your hand's not turning this. Because what happens is that people turn in their shoulder. They end up turning their shoulder in, which constricts their neck and stops their spine lengthening. So anything that you think of, palms facing up. Okay. Tip number 6. What I suggest you do is reframe breaks. People think breaks is something away from their work. Reframe it. Breaks are brainstorming sessions. It allows your brain to really think freely. So give yourself 3-minute breaks. You might be running up the stairs, going for a quick run round the block, whatever it may be for you. Think of it as a brainstorming session. How can you save more time? How can you be more efficient at your job? Let your brain do that. Pivot from your sitting bones. Tip number 7. So, often when we're trying to see something that's not easy for our vision, we do something like this. We poke our head forward. And notice how I collapse. and we're trying to get our eyes nearer so that we can see. Yeah. Think of pivoting from your sitting bones. So your eyes get nearer the object and then you can see. Some people do it to emphasize something in a conversation. They push their head forwards. Yep. So rather than emphasizing a point by pushing your head forward, you could just pivot on your sitting bones. Yeah. So that's tip number 7. Where are we? Tip number 8. Elbows off the table. So I've done palms, not palms facing up. But often people put their elbows on the table and then they scrunch their head up. Yeah. Well, they might do something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as you put your elbows on the table, you start interfering with all these neck muscles which prevent your spine from lengthening. So I think elbows need to be down over towards the pelvis. Yep. You don't need to put them. You know, we draw our shoulders round. So tip number 8, elbows off the table. And you can add in the palms facing up. So you think elbows off the table and palms facing up. That helps your spine release. Now, often we get stuck with this vision of looking forwards all the time. Now we're looking forwards and we end up collapsing our head down, back and down. So if you think, right, I'm just going to turn my head, the turning helps you release your neck. And then your head balances more freely on top of your spine, allowing your spine to lengthen. And then finally, tip number 10, lie down in semi-supine. Why is that? And that's because it brings back the fluid between our discs so that our spine becomes more buoyant. So, lying down, knees bent, hands resting on your abdomen, let go into the support of the floor, really surrendering. Lying in this position, semi-supine, is an excellent way to bring back the fluid between your discs, helping your spine return back to buoyancy. And if you wanted to, you could try out my stillness class, which is an online class where I guide you through thoughts to help you release in this. And if you pop me an email and say, could I come along as a freebie? I've read your blog, then I'll give you the first session for free. So there's my 10 top tips to optimise spinal health. And if you wanted to have a chat with me about any of these further, then please get us in touch.